Maybelline is another one of my favorite drugstore makeup brands, and I have a lot of Maybelline products that I use on a regular basis, so I thought I would just share with you guys what my most reach for Maybelline products are. So I might not mention, like, for instance, I don't really have a Maybelline Must Have eyeliner because I tend to use ones from other brands, but I know that Maybelline does make some good eyeliners. So I'm just gonna share with you guys what my must-haves are. If there's a product that I do not mention that is your must-have, you should let me know down below. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into this. This is the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. And whenever this first came out, like years ago, everybody was comparing this to the Benefit Porefessional because this is a pore filling primer. And I do still love this, and I do still feel like this is a dupe to the Benefit Porefessional. Now, I know that the consistency of this is slightly different than the Porefessional, like maybe not necessarily the consistency, but the coloring of it, because this is just a clear primer. And I've recently gotten back into this primer. It's just a clear silicone primer, and I like to press it in this area of my face because I have larger pores right in here from some acne scarring, and just like this area of my face, I have larger pores. So when I can remember to use this, I like to use it in those areas to help fill in those pores a little bit. I totally forgot to use it today. The Master Prime by Face Studio, this is the Blur Plus Redness Control. I love this when I feel like my skin is looking a little bit more red, when I just want to even out redness. This primer has a slight green tint to it. It's not a super green primer, it's just slightly green. And I also really like this primer because it is very moisturizing. Now, this isn't a primer that I reach for all the time, but it is one of my favorite primers. I need to put it out with like my Wet n Wild Dewy Primer and like my Hard Candy Primer that I use all the time. I need to put it up there with those, so I will use it more. I do tend to use this a little bit more in the winter just because I feel like my face sometimes gets a little bit more red, it gets dry. The Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Plus Smooth. This has been a long time favorite foundation for me. Like, there was a period of time where this was my everyday foundation. This is a great foundation if you have normal to dry skin, and it is a luminous foundation. It's not quite as luminous as my L'Oreal Pro Glow, but it has a glow to it, and this has a good medium coverage. They repackaged, reformulated their Superstay foundation. They made it a full coverage, long-lasting foundation. Now, I like this better than the Matte and Poreless, the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I mean, I do use this on occasion, but for me, this is more of a must-have than the Matte and Poreless because my skin is more normal to dry, and I find that the Matte and Poreless can be slightly a little too like drying and just make me look too flat. So if you have oily skin, the Matte and Poreless would be really great for you, or this Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. I really enjoy this. Like, it has more of a matte finish than the Dewy Plus Smooth, but it still has a little bit of like a satin finish to it. Like, it's not completely matte. And this is a very full coverage, long wearing foundation. So my holy grail drugstore concealer is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer. You guys probably get sick of me talking about this concealer. This is a good medium coverage. I love this for my under eyes because it is not cakey. It doesn't settle in fine lines. It's not drying. And this is also a great concealer for your face. I just really love this. I used to love the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I still have that one in my collection, but every time I use the Maybelline Fit Me underneath my eyes, it irritates my under eyes. Like, it makes them get like a little rash on them. So I don't know if maybe I need to get a new one. Maybe this one's just old, or maybe they've changed the formula, or maybe my eyes are just getting more sensitive. So this is the one that I lean towards, and I do find that this concealer has better coverage than the Fit Me. Moving along to some cream products, their Master Contour by Face Studio V-Shaped Duo Stick, and this is in the color Light. I absolutely love this as a cream contour. Like, it is the perfect contour shade. Like, it has that nice taupe color, and I feel like the color of this is very similar to the NYX Blush and Taupe, and this is a powder product. So let me compare the shades. So yeah, the colors of these are both very similar. So with the Maybelline, you know, it's a cream product, and the NYX is a powder. On days when I'm trying to do a makeup look with more cream products and I want something to contour with, this is what I reach for. I don't ever really use the highlight side, though. It is a really nice shade to highlight. I probably should use that a little more because it is very creamy, really easy to blend out. So if you're looking for a good cream highlighting and contouring product, I really love this and recommend it. And then for a cream highlight, like, I've went back and forth with this over the years, but last year I discovered that I really liked this product. My mom had this on one day and I was asking her, like, what highlight are you wearing? Because it looked like it just made her skin look wet, and it was this highlight. And after she said it was this highlight, I started using it and I fell in love with it. So whenever I'm doing a cream look, this is the highlight that I normally reach for. And this is this Master Strobing Stick in shade 100 Light. I feel like on my hand there, it's just not really doing it justice. Let me see if I can swatch it up here. Yeah, there it is. But it is very wet looking on the skin, and the way that I go about applying this is either with my fingertips or with a damp little beauty sponge. My favorite must-have blush from Maybelline, I know that Maybelline makes like several different blushes like in the Fit Me line and stuff like that, but the only one that I really consider a must-have and that I reach for a lot is this Dream Bouncy Blush in Coffee Cake. And I don't even know if Maybelline makes their Dream Bouncy blushes anymore, but I used to love so many of the colors from their Dream Bouncy blushes. But this is the one that I tend to use the most. This one in the shade that was in Hot Tamale, which I don't even own Hot Tamale anymore. But this Coffee Cake is just a really pretty natural kind of coral color. So I love that. Another Maybelline blush that I used to love, and they stopped making these, and I was so sad when they stopped making these. But this is the Master Highlight Highlighting Blush. And this is in the shade Nude, and this was my favorite blush from Maybelline. I wish that they would bring this back. If this was still available, I would say that this is a must-have. It's just the prettiest color, and I don't know. I'm just so sad that they discontinued this. So if you can find this blush, I do highly recommend it. It's so pretty. The Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara. This is my holy grail mascara. I just absolutely love this. It gives your lashes a lot of volume and length, and it doesn't smudge or flake. The Maybelline Master Prime Long Lasting Eyeshadow Bases. This is the illuminating one, and then this is like just the Prime Smooth. I really like these because they keep my eyeshadows lasting all day long, and I don't have any issues with them breaking my eyelids out. Now, both of them do have a little bit of a sheen to them, especially this one here. It kind of gives your eyeshadows like a shimmery effect underneath, so it kind of helps to intensify like shimmers or things like that. With the smooth one, even though it does have a little bit of a sheen to it, it doesn't really change your eyeshadows very much. But I do find with both of these eyeshadow primers, like, they keep your eyeshadows lasting all day long. They keep them from creasing. The illuminating one is a dupe to the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Minor Sin. So, and I'll even use this by itself sometimes just as an eyeshadow. It kind of works as an eyeshadow and an eyeshadow primer. You guys know my love affair with the Maybelline color tattoos. Back in the day, I did tutorials on all of their color tattoos, but still my two favorite, the Bad to the Bronze and the one in Inked in Pink, which is a really pretty like champagne pink. I'm not gonna swatch them because my fingernails, but They're just so beautiful. They last on your eyelids all day long. They do not crease. They're also great like eyeshadow bases for similar colored eyeshadows. So like I pair the Bad to the Bronze with like my Wet n Wild single eyeshadow in Nutty or any type of taupe eyeshadow. The Maybelline single shadows, they do have some really beautiful shades in that line that are very pigmented and really beautiful, and these two in the Glow Down and Nude Glow. The Glow Down is just a really pretty gold. It's such a beautiful gold color, and then Nude Glow is a really pretty rose gold eyeshadow. So I need to break these out and use them more because they are beautiful everyday eyeshadows, or they're also really great eyeshadows to just pair with other eyeshadow palettes. The Maybelline The City Mini Palettes, this is another one of those things that I kind of forget about, but I do really like these eyeshadows and I want to get some more of these. I have Cool Brunch Neutrals and Rooftop Bronzes. These are my two favorites from the ones that I own. The only other one that I have out of the City Mini Palettes is the one in the matte one, the Matte About Town. I'm not as crazy about this one like I am these two, and I'm kind of thinking of giving this away to somebody. But yeah, I really like these eyeshadow palettes. Like the shimmers have really good pigmentation to them, and so do the mattes. I don't know if maybe the Matte About Town I just don't use very much because I like to pair the shimmers with the mattes in these palettes maybe. I don't really know. Like maybe I should just save the Matte About Town and just kind of use it with palettes that are just shimmery. But I just absolutely love these City Mini palettes. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comments like what your favorite colors are in these City Mini palettes, like which ones I should pick up. That's from the Cool Brunch Neutrals. I feel like these palettes don't really get much love here on YouTube, but they are good everyday eyeshadow palettes. The nudes and the blush nudes. Kind of gotten away from using these, but anytime I go back and do a makeup look with these palettes, I love the way it looks. This is the Burgundy Bar palette, and this palette is so beautiful. This is another one of those palettes I do need to reach for. It's like, I love my Maybelline eyeshadows, but I have so many eyeshadow palettes in my makeup collection that they tend to just get buried in everything. But I do really like them, and I do feel like they are must-haves. And then the Maybelline Lemonade Craze and Soda Pop palette. I just love how they have the pops of color, but at the same time they still have the neutral shades. I mean, with the shimmers, sometimes you do have to apply them with a makeup setting spray or use them wet to make them more intense, but I find that the mattes are super easy to blend out, just like in their City Mini palettes. I feel like the formula of the Soda Pop and Lemonade Craze is very similar to the formula of the City Mini palettes. So those are the eyeshadow palettes that I would recommend from Maybelline and that are my must-haves. If you were to get one thing from Maybelline, definitely get one of their Color Sensational lipsticks. I think they have some of the best lipstick formulas at the drugstore. I just love their lipsticks so much. And I'm going to show you guys the shades that I tend to wear the most. My most loved Maybelline lipstick was in Cinnamon, and they discontinued that, so I'm so upset about that. But my replacement for that lipstick is this one in Touchable Taupe. It's just a really pretty dark brown nude. I really love their matte lipstick formula. This one in Gone Greige is one of my favorites. It's from their bold, like their bold mattes. And it's kind of similar to Touchable Taupe. It just has a little bit more of like that grayish kind of undertone to it. This other color in Tainted Spice, it's more of like a red and brown. This other color in Plum Perfect is really beautiful. It's like a wine red color. I also really like their Shine Compulsion lipsticks that just came out not too long ago. And this one in Taupe Seduction is my favorite. I also got the shade in Baddest Beige, but I don't tend to wear that one too often just because it is a very light nude and it can give you like concealer lips sometimes. there's Taupe Seduction, but like as you can see, like it just has such a beautiful shine. It's like a tinted lip balm, but it's a very intense lip balm. Recently, I picked up the Superstay Matte Ink lipsticks. I couldn't decide if I wanted to try them or not because I don't know, like I felt like I was kind of getting away from matte lips, or if I do wear a liquid lipstick, a lot of times I wear gloss over top. I recently picked these up and I have been loving these. I think that this liquid lipstick formula is really good. It's a little thicker than what I'm used to, like the consistency of it, but it is very, very long wearing. And like I work 10-hour shifts at my job, and like no joke, like this lipstick lasts all day long, even through eating. This is in the color Seductress. It's so pretty. And I also love to top gloss over these. You know, if I feel like I don't want my lips to be matte and they still wear for a really long time with a gloss over them. So I love that color. This shade in Ruler, also really pretty. And then this one here is the perfect fall color. This is in Voyager. And I love the applicator on these. Like they make for such great and easy application. I'll put Voyager over here, which this is very similar to Divine Wine or like Plum Perfect. I hope that you guys did enjoy this. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up so I know to do more must-have videos. And you'll have to let me know which brand I should do a must-haves on next. I've done a must-haves on L'Oreal and Wet n Wild, so I'll link those two videos down below for you guys. But I hope that you all have an awesome day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.